All right, so we have a good episode for you guys today. Just a couple short things. We're not going to go in deep on any stocks or anything, but I want to give you just a good foothold on where you want to be and what is going on in the big picture, and how to leverage yourself for your portfolio, and just give you confidence on where things are and where things are going to be. So today, basically, the market started really high today. And there was a big question early on whether or not there was going to be a coronavirus relief bill. And so it kind of plummeted down here for a while. But then some news came up, we'll talk about in a little bit, that basically sent the market soaring. We can skip that little bit of a little blurb right there. We have a nice trend line here, and it ended up at a slight increase. So one of the things that came up, they were talking about negotiations between the House and the Senate and the White House on a coronavirus relief bill, because they are about as far away as Mars and Pluto are for the most part. So one of the things that's happening behind the scenes is basically there is big time optimism that you're going to see a relief bill happening pretty darn soon. Today's October 1st. A couple things that are important about today. One is my dad's 83rd birthday. The other is my brother is a pilot for American, and this is the day that everybody gets, well, not everybody, but a bunch of people get furloughed from the airlines because the CARES Act expired last night. So, yeah, I'm not really sure where that stands. And, I guess I got to call him and find out how he's doing. But the Democrats basically initially put together a proposal for their HEROES Act, which was honestly lunacy. But they put it out and they were going to vote on it again. They knew they didn't have the votes on it, but they had decided to postpone the vote to give themselves more time for negotiations. Well, what does that mean? Well, one of the things that came out this morning was that the White House and the Democrats are close on a relief bill. One of the things that came out within that is, well, they still want to get, the Democrats have demands for stronger workplace safety measures. I imagine the Republicans probably want to have some type of tort shield for businesses that are open. But one of the things that they already agreed to, but doesn't show in here, was direct payments to taxpayers. And I think there's also funding for businesses as well. So that is being said, that means they're really doing really close. And I think that's where you're going to see the market take off. But the market is notoriously a trailing indicator. So you want to do is you want to get your stocks in before this comes up. It's free money coming up. It's easy money to make, and you want to get started as soon as possible. So one stock I do want to talk about today that is just crushing it, and there's still a lot of upside for this, but you need to get in as soon as possible so you can gain that upside, is DraftKings. Again, that one's been on a nice little tear. It's up 5% today. For the week, I mean, it's up 15%. It's just moving up really nicely. And for the month, again, same upward trend. It's up, 55% roughly. So easy stock. If you haven't got one in, that's the easiest one. If you're going to buy your first stock, I'd probably make it that one. As far as going forward, the market's pretty flat. Again, it's mid-afternoon Pacific time, so we're not going to see a whole lot of things happening there. But considering the negotiations and where they're at, you're going to see a big uptick in the market. The only questionable thing is the question of who's going to win the election and when are we going to know it. But I would get in as soon as possible. Once the uncertainty goes by, you're going to see a lot of movement in the market. Now, as far as coronavirus tracking, we're going to show you a couple things that I saw today. One, in San Diego, we are now under 3%. This is, I think, almost the lowest it's ever been, except for 2.6% right in the middle of June. But for the most part, this is probably the only time we've ever been under 3%. So things are moving in a fantastic direction. Cases are going down like a ski slope. Hospitalizations are going down like a really advanced ski slope. And deaths are like almost negligible for the most part. Now, I decided to look at some other things. We look at Florida. Florida cases are going down. I mean, we don't see these high cases like you saw there before. I guess we'll open this up in a new tab. Cases aren't these crazy numbers. They immediately have been down or really low since then. They've been in triple digits recently. But more importantly, look at this death. We'll look at the death rate. So we'll open that one up as well. I mean, the death rate's plummeting. This is the whole state. They had 3 deaths in Florida last week for the whole state. They have, 15 million people, 20 million people in Florida. 3 people died in the last 2 weeks, the last day. 3 people died in the whole state. In the whole state. I mean, this is crazy. When Governor DeSantis decided to open up the state with no restrictions, I guarantee he was looking at this data and going, are you kidding me? We have 20 million people in the state and 10 people died in the whole state, which is you can die. I bet you if you look at traffic accident deaths in the state, well, I live there. There's a lot of traffic accident deaths. It was probably a lot higher than that. And then we look at case positivity rate. Same thing. It's holding pretty steady at about 4%, which is really awesome. So, everything's looking good really there. And then I decided to look at Ohio, and this is crazy. So although the data isn't as clear as in San Diego, the case numbers after the riots, spiked it up here, are on a downward trajectory. Hospitalizations are plummeting, and deaths are almost 0. I mean, this is crazy. Let's take a look at, the death count in Ohio, 9 in the whole state. There's 11 million people that live in the state. 9 people died. So things are going absolutely amazing in all 3 states. I bet you if I pulled the state that you live in, if it's a different one than the ones here, you'd see the same type of thing. So coronavirus is on the way out. The market's on its way up. A relief bill is coming up. And things are just moving tremendously in the right direction. So with that being said, you need to go ahead and get your portfolio set, get your stock set, get your cost basis set. Overall, leader in the clubhouse for us is Caesars Entertainment. Again, the betting sphere is just really, really good for us. At 218, next one up is about ready to be in triple territory is Signet, which is the mall jewelry store chain or conglomerate. From there, we have Redwood Trust, which is an oil company. That's the real estate REIT. It's almost in triple area. PVAC's an oil company. Crestwood Equity is an oil company. Pulling up after that, looks like we have Every, which is the Vegas ATM company, about ready to triple, and DraftKings, which I've owned for a month, and it's just about ready to have doubled. So overall, based on what we purchased it for, we're at 46% increase. Based on what we've invested so far this year, we've doubled our money. So life is good. Stocks that you want to consider: Norwegian Cruise Line, take a look at. Cinemark, take a look at. Helix Energy is a nice one to take a look at. That probably would be the first one that I would buy of the 4, and then Service Corporation. So anyway, all the data is pointing in the right direction. The market has not yet responded. This is a gap where you can make money, so get started. If you don't have a Robinhood account, there's a link in the video description where you can get a free stock on me. And also, if you want to download this spreadsheet to parse things out, take a look at it in greater detail, or use it for your own, then by all means do so in that regard. But life is good. There's free money out there. This is an awesome opportunity. All you have to do is take it. It's like knowing the lottery numbers ahead of time, but you still need to go to the convenience store and buy a ticket. So with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow, and get ready to rake in some money, peeps.
To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.